Hi, my name's Erica, and I'm going to show you my fourth technology, and this one is Seesaw. It is one of my favorite teaching tools. I've actually never gotten to use it into the classroom, but I've used it for presentations and such. It's pretty amazing. So right now I'm signing in as the teacher and I have two classes. So if I wanted to add a class, you just click new class. What I love about Seesaw is that they don't want teachers to get frustrated by anything, so they actually have a ton of resources to help you. But I'm going to show you, so if I added a new class, it would give me all the management information. So I've named my class, I have my grades. I can add teachers, so this is a great way to add any of the specials teachers or SPED teachers because they can use it as well. And then parents get all the information that is associated with their student, that's tagged with their student's name. So anything they turn in or anything that you send for that kid. So if you have all the teachers under one class, then you don't have to worry about them having like 5,000 passwords. So they get to see it all. My kids use a class code on a QR code. I put it up. You can use it with computers. You can use it with iPads. I can even use my Fire tablet. You can use it with phones, all sorts of devices. I share devices in my classroom, so that's why I don't have my kids log in with their emails. But older kids, they do suggest third grade and up, if they're not sharing devices, to have them log in with their email. If they're sharing devices, they'll have the class code. This is a great example, though, of how to use digital citizenship because you are looking at other people's informations. So manage students, I've so far have Flynn. He's always the one that I add. That's my son. And I don't want to get rid of him. I'm going to add Wade. So I'm going to look up student, create a student. So now I have Wade as well. I can actually change his icon. So if I wanted to make him a turtle, he can be a turtle now. You can also just do a photo of them or you can do their initials as well. The kids really love being able to pick out their own icon, and it's really okay if you had I had 5 unicorns in one class that I helped with. So that was very popular. So now I have two students in my classroom. Um, I want the kids to see each other's work. I want them to be able to comment on it. I want them to like it. I work with my kids about what a good comment is. It isn't, this is cool. It's, I like this because, and there is actually posters from Seesaw that teach your kids how to do all of this. I also make sure that I approve everything beforehand, including all the comments. So I see everything first before a kid puts something on. So they have to go through me first. That includes like if they put something on before, if I haven't given approval, parents don't see it either. I want parents to access it. I can invite parents. I want them to be able to see what their kids are doing. I want them to comment on it. I want them to have a platform where when the kid comes home and says, I didn't do anything at school, and they can go, but I saw this. Tell me how you did it. I can create a class blog. There's actually a teacher in my district who worked with a school from China through Seesaw. Through the blogs, so you have access to the entire world. I think it's really important for students to also know, what we post down there. You want to put your very best work. When you do the blog, you as the teacher or the kids get to decide what goes on there. Not everything that you approve would go on there. Folders are a great way to separate math, reading, writing. Tip, do it on your phone. When you're managing the folders, and if you have little kids like me, put an icon before so I can do a pencil for writing, a book for reading, shoes for PE, and you can totally use this for PE. It's pretty amazing. Um, so skills is something that is actually on the pro version, and so now I'm ready to go. So as the teacher, I can create things for them. So I'm going to add a file, and I'm going to add that file that I made earlier using Canva. So right now I'm going to keep it blank, but I am going to add a caption. So watch a video on Discovery Education and fill out the graphic organizer. A equals adjective, E equals emotion, I equals interesting, O equals O, and U equals So now I click this, and I can choose whether I want to send it to all my kids or whether I just want to send it to a couple of my students. So I'm going to send it to everyone. So now I'm going to go and log in. As a kid, I got a class code. I don't have, I didn't print out a QR code, so you can get a class code. It's only for 6 hours, or no, 1 hour, I mean. So by the time you get this, even if you see this code, it will not be available anymore. That's one thing, is that there's a lot of security here, so it's safe for the kids within the classroom, and if you're teaching them good digital citizenship, then they'll be able to use this wisely. So now they have it, and they're going to come down to here, and they're going to copy and edit. So I am going to be Wade right now. And so Wade would have watched his video, and then he can decide to either record about it, so he can just talk about everything. He has got 5 minutes to do it. I could draw on it if I wanted to. So for kids, emotions, maybe this made them very happy. But I'm actually going to erase it all. And I'm going to go back. And I'm going to do labels. So, let's see. Adjective was, so I watched a video on penguins, for instance. So what's an adjective that makes me think about them? Black and white. Okay. What was an emotion from it? So it was they were caring. So we saw them with their babies. So it was very caring. Something I found interesting was how they waddle. Something I was surprised by, an O moment, was when they left to get food. And a question I still have is, why don't penguins fly? So now I think it looks good. And I've already clicked who I am. So Wade has now turned this in for me. So I'm going to go back to the class account as the teacher. And I'm going to see if there's anything new. And I have one unapproved item. So then I can see, and I can be like, okay, did he do what I asked him to do? And so I can approve it. Once it's approved, whoever is on Wade's family account will be able to see it. The rest of the class will also be able to see it. So I can go to the class feed and see everything that's on the class feed as well. So any videos. There are lots of things you can do here. You can take notes, which is where a lot of teachers create their own newsletters this way. You can do drawings, so it can be used as a whiteboard so kids can explain how they got an answer in math. You can add a link, so I could share a link when I did Flipgrid. I could add a link to the new board and say, hey, here's the new question of the day. Add it They can do videos and photos. I'm going to have them do a photo the first day of school and record over them, record their voice saying a goal that they have for the year. So I can also add files, and they've just added it where I can also do Google Drive files. So that's really great for us because all my kids have Google accounts and we're planning on using that a lot. So um, there's so many things you can do here with Seesaw. I just really like that as a parent, you can see everything that your kid is doing. I know also I've heard from parents that are have split households. You know, kids don't make two of every art project, so you never know who gets it. So this way you can see everything that they do. It's instant feedback. I've been in classrooms where the teacher prints out something and was like, hey, come on over here. Hey, your parents saw, your word work today and they thought you did a great job. So it just helps motivate the kids and teaches them digital citizenship. I thought that this was a great standard for T.2.A of learning experiences, and then S.2.B about safe behavior online, because the kids are learning about digital citizenship here. It is within confines, but also, if they aren't appropriate with somebody in the classroom or just appropriate period, somebody's going to see it. So I may not publish it, but I have access to it now. So just how their actions unfold. So I think for me, Seesaw will be used every single day for my kids. So that I can keep track. I now have a portfolio. Some other uses, fluency stations. They can take a picture of what they're reading and read to you, so that way you know like what level books they're reading. They can do something new called book snaps, where they can take a picture of the page they're reading and add labels and such and pictures to show how they felt about a certain piece. They can perform a play. They can do all sorts of things. But I think it also bridges the gap between home and school, and, a lot less paper. The other thing, as a teacher, it saves your back, because now you're taking your computer home or your iPad home, and you're not taking 20 journals home. So I do like that as well. And also kids can take things straight home. And I still have a copy of it. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm actually having my kids use those plastic folders so that they can write on it with dry erase markers. So then also I'm only making like 2 or 3 copies, but every kid is able to show their work and I can see it. I can see it before it goes home or anything like that. So there's so many things. If you want to learn more about Seesaw, go to this help and teacher section. I also highly recommend, they do twice a year, they do something called Seesaw Ambassador, where you just get more training about Seesaw and you just get to spread the message about Seesaw. And I've learned a lot about that. They also have a YouTube channel that has like 10-minute PDs, which just teach you real quick tricks. But it's one of my favorite tools, and I know it's something that I will use daily, and my kids and my parents will learn to love it as much as I do. So thank you.